Um, this guy is named Kalle Anders. I think his whole name is Kalle something Swedish. Andersson. Antas. Oh, I don't know how to speak that language. I apologize. That was in bad taste. I just am really bad at accents. So this dude is his name's Kalle Anders, and the reason that I'm showing you guys this is because this dude has been literally bombarding the Latino community with advertisements that are just okay, overwhelming. Let's see. Um, yeah, so
Video. Mi nombre es Kalle Anders y yo soy coach de inglés para millones de latinos online. Y soy de Suecia y aquí en mi hermoso país empezamos con el inglés.
So literally, if you're in South America and you search anything that has to do with English, even if you don't search anything that has to do with English, there's a very big probability that this dude is
In
going to
this
pop up teaching you some
video,
kind of
we
or selling you some kind of English language. It's unfortunate because he sells his courses in Spanish. It's kind of like an isolation, or he's like insulating himself, I guess, because there's no way to track this guy down or his course information down in English. He's pretty much all of his technical details, his whole course, they're all in Spanish. And so these are all his reviews in Spanish. And then he has a presentation in Spanish. He's selling his course to learn English in Spanish. So what's the big deal here? Why am I even talking about this dude? Well, this dude is charging $500 for his course. And if you're unaware, $500 in South America is a huge quality, huge candy, is a huge quantity of money, essentially. $500 is much more than the minimum wage in Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Argentina. I know those off the top of my head, but essentially he's charging more than the minimum wage for a course to learn English online. So you would think that this course would be really like top notch and everything else. He also offers a 14-day money back guarantee in his course. However, this is where the problem starts to happen. First things first, when you actually look at the course, I want to show you guys what the course looks like. Um, and I'm no saint either. I just, I've never gone as far as to like literally steal a lot of money from like, I mean, I'm not a I'm not a great guy, but when I compare myself to this guy, I sound like a freaking saint. All right, so what he's doing is essentially he's selling an English course and has 8 chapters in the English course, and they're like PDF files, like or computer files with PDF documents. And if you go through one by one chapter, I know you guys can't understand. Well, you probably can. You probably can't understand Spanish, but if you can't, it's organized this way. Every chapter starts off with a video, has a fancy introduction,
Analizando tus motivaciones. Ok, en esta cuenta que
and
no
so
mejor. Eso es la primera
essentially it's just a slideshow where he's like talking to you in Spanish
Eso te va a
about
motivar
his
si te lo
course.
estoy haciendo.
But it's not even about his course. It's like analyzing your motivation. And so he has 6 of these chapters that are just like motivational.
Ahora mismo.
Fabricating
Ahora,
responsibility,
piensa
the
en qué
smart way,
efectos
which
sí
is
hacer
like
como
successful, measured.
servicio
He's
puede
using some kind of acronym that's super popular. And so then he's got another one over here where he is,
en
I mean, this is
escrito.
literally 6 chapters of his English speaking course are motivational. And according to somebody that wrote me, they're kind of like a copy of Fluent Forever, like all the theories, a copy of Fluent Forever. But I mean, it's whatever, because you would say that the heart of the course would be learning English. He promises, or he says, that you can learn English in 3 months with his course. And so if you know anything about language acquisition, you know that it depends on the input, on the method of input, if the input is actually like helpful, and it depends on a lot of the context. And so essentially the best way to learn a language is being exposed to visual and audio stimuli at the same time. So that is to say, if you're a child, you grow up in a country and you have like people talking to you, you're going to learn the language unless you have some kind of like problem with signaling in your brain. It's to be assumed. That's why children can learn to speak 2 languages so well. That's why if you go and live in a different country, you almost always learn the language. I mean, after a certain amount of time, you can't not learn certain things. Some people pick up more than others. I went and lived in Colombia. I speak Spanish fluently now. And so this concept of learning a language is heavily dependent on your input, the amount of English that you're exposed to. And he sells that in his course. Now, his course sells a set of stories that are essentially just words that you can see up here. This is a bunch of listen to the main explanation. Welcome to Narnia, my friend. This is the paradise of English learning. First, you're going to learn a lot about English through these stories. All right, so this is essentially all his course is offering. It's literally like one story and 12 chapters of just text talking about he died like it just telling stories. These are literally stories that are like 20 pages long. Each chapter has a story of 20 pages worth of English, and they're accompanied with some audio. And so the audio would be for every different part. So you can let's listen to him read this first part. And so this is the heart of his course. Like this is the basis for his course.
Analizando tus motivaciones. Okay, en estas primeras
Oh,
secciones
that's not right. I'm in the wrong. All right. Yeah. So chapter 7. It's just there's only one chapter of English. There's so little. All right. So here's his course. You literally just
Welcome to Narnia.
listen to him read
This is the
28
paradise
pages, and
of
these are
English
with
learning.
big text. Like these are not
First,
long pages.
you're going to
So anyway.
learn a lot of
You buy that, and that's what you're given. Now, the problem starts to show up a little bit more when you realize that this course is about twice the minimum wage in his target audience's countries. Like he's selling this exclusively to Latin Americans. And then you think about how in Latin America, there isn't much exposure to bilingual people. Essentially, it's a Spanish-speaking continent, or Spanish and Portuguese. But for the large part, there isn't much exposure to people that can, communicate in two languages. It's impressive if I'm down there and I can speak Spanish. No one expects me to speak Spanish because bilingualism is not something that's popular. So as opposed to Europe, where almost everyone speaks at least two languages, it's just a huge distinction in the perspective of the people. And so also in South America, there's a problem, and it's that people that look like I do, that have blonde hair or blue eyes, that look European, they tend to like gain people's trust way too easily, and people have this concept of that they're like some kind of saviors. It's easy for people to buy into like any kind of English teacher just because they look different, and this look is kind of idolized, or and yeah, it's idolized in South America. It tends to be. Now, if I were to go in and discuss, I'm sure that I've benefited from it, but I've never sold an English course to people in South America. But anyway, so this is the English course, given that context that, South America is poor and they tend to not understand how learning languages goes about, and they don't really understand how that works. We're going to go ahead and listen to this.
Only on our are sold only on our website, Effortless English. These lessons are sold only on our website, effortlessenglishclub.com. If you bought these lessons somewhere else, you have an illegal copy. Please notify us, and we will take immediate legal action against the seller. Thank you. Hi, this is AJ Hogue, director of the Effortless English Club. Welcome to our new set of lessons. As in these lessons, we're going to do two things. Of course, as for most of our members, learning and the psychology of they're not just my ideas. They come from a lot of other people.
So
they come from people like Tony Robbins.
You hear that guy talking. You heard that he had copyright on this material. Now we're going to check out this material that Cale Anders
who's
sells.
A famous success coach. Robert Anton Wilson, Joe Vitale, Robert Kiyosaki, Alan Watts. So I've taken a lot of ideas from a lot of different people about this topic of the psychology of success. And the reason that we're going to talk about this in these lessons is that in my experience, most English students struggle and fail because of psychology, not because of methods, not because of teachers. Those things are important. But, Tony Robbins talks about the fact that psychology is 80% of success.
So if you've been following along with what you're reading on the screen here, this dude is essentially copying, plagiarizing a course, and I'll show you this course. This course is called Effortless English. And if you buy the course, this is the dude. So let's make sure that I'm just not making this up. But
hi, I'm AJ Hogue.
So that's a dude, and he's reading his content. He's essentially makes a podcast of sorts, but his whole content is like his whole course is $100. It's only $100. So when you think about the fact that this dude is charging $100 for his course, and then Cale Anders is selling his course for $500, it kind of starts to be kind of like sketchy. I mean, like I never had anything against this dude, but then you see that he is investing a lot of money into doing ad campaigns in developing countries, countries that don't have a lot of money or a lot of education when it comes to learning a language. And then you also look at, like, when this dude speaks English.
We will be covering the most common phrases, questions, and answers used in real conversation between native English speakers. We will go through what to say, and
he has really good English. It's not native. It's by no means native, but his Spanish, I would say, is even better than his English, because, I mean, you hear him talking Spanish and you don't pick up on any kind of
que no puedes entender más del 20% de lo que estoy diciendo. ¿Listo?
I mean, I don't know if that's like a Swedish thing or all Swedes can speak like Spanish and English. I don't know. But essentially, he's using his image to sell a course that he didn't even design. He stole a course, threw it together, and he's using like just pretty much excessively deceptive marketing techniques to sell this course to people. And it's even worse. I could show you, but you aren't going to understand it. He's ripping people off. He's guaranteeing a 14-day. There's a 14-day guarantee, satisfaction guarantee. If you look on his website, I think on the terms and conditions, it says right here, payment methods, the reimbursement, the policy of reimbursement is we want you to be satisfied with your purchase. We also want that you make your best effort to apply these strategies of the program. We offer a period of complete of reimbursement, 14 days, exact days, if you have consumed less than 40% of all the videos in the course. We utilize a provider database that provides metrics, precise metrics about the audience of the course content. So essentially, I think they can tell how much you have consumed. So the solicitudes of reimbursement under 24 hours, okay, so the solicitudes of reimbursement less than 24 hours later than the purchase can require a verification, an additional verification, as an effort to prevent fraud and pirating, which is ironic because this dude is like literally pirating his program. You will not be eligible for reimbursement if you start with a free trial. If you pay with cash, or if you don't buy the complete packet with the following options: one payment of $500, 3 payments of $250, or 6 payments of $150. So in case you decide that your purchase wasn't correct, communicate with our support, and in less than 14 days, you're within 14 calendar days after the day and exact hour of the subscription, and let us know that you want a purchase. So if you bought coaching, personalized coaching, that will not be guaranteed for the that will not have any kind of reimbursement offer. The guarantee only covers the program RIO, not the coaching. To qualify for the reimbursement, you must present a proof that you did the work in the course and it didn't function for you. You must include your work the course with your asking for the reimbursement. If you ask for a reimbursement and it doesn't include the work of the course before 14 days, it will not give you a reimbursement. All the questions of the reimbursement require the presentation of the work that the client has done in the course. So yeah, essentially those are their terms and conditions. So if that wasn't sketchy enough, I don't know why they did that, why they made that so complicated. I'm getting reports from a lot of people that it's kind of hard to prove that they can't get their money back. They've purchased the course and it was less than 14 days, but they still can't get their money back. So essentially, it's kind of, let me show you some of the screenshots. Like, hey, I bought the course a week ago and it wasn't up to my expectations. And so they checked, and then the response was, we checked in the system and we noted that you started the program with a free trial. You only had 72 hours to cancel the membership. To the contrary, you would be charged and you would not receive a reimbursement, as Kale indicates in the video of the free trial, which I didn't read in the terms and conditions. No one read in the current terms and conditions. You guys didn't hear that either. So essentially, it's bothersome to me. This is a big issue for me. I've taken a lot of time to speak about this on my Spanish channel, because essentially this dude is like stealing work. He's like plagiarizing work from a published author, or at least a course that was not designed to be shared. It's essentially the equivalent of a podcast, like literally like 150 pages max of English stories. And those are big pages with big text, small pages with big text, sorry. And so he's selling all of this to poor countries that don't make much money, that need English to progress in the work. And he's definitely taking advantage of the ignorance that comes around when with people in South America about learning a language. And he's also taking advantage of his natural ability to speak languages very well. And it just seems like a scam. Like, I don't know how to say it in any other word. It seems like a get rich quick scam that he is like taken to the next level. If he was selling this course for $100, I wouldn't really have a basis to like make all this fuss about it. But like $500 is so much for South America. And just the fact that he hasn't responded to me, I've given the option.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? En este seminario web.
It's like he's hiding behind Spanish and like the lack of regulation of markets in South America to kind of, just, I'm sure he's made $1 million. I'm sure he's made $1 million, and I'm sure he's, taking this money and he's probably given work to people in South America, but he's probably paid people to leave his reviews. I actually got a message which was shared to me confidentially, but I'm not making this up, and so you can either believe me or not. But I was sent a message about how he used a friend of his to make a testimony about how they learned Spanish or how they learned English, and the person never even learned English. They just used their image, and they made a testimony about him. So as you can tell, this whole page of his testimonies are like Facebook, like people like he knows that people like somehow believe that Facebook testimonies are legit. He like, Amazon has not arrived to South America. People don't understand how you can have a verified purchase and how you can leave a review, and how Facebook does nothing to prevent fake reviews or false reviews. So yeah, that's the guy's name's Cale Anders. If you see this video and it pulls on your heartstrings, if it makes you upset, well, what we need is a lawyer, and there would be a huge case, class action lawsuit against him, essentially for not returning unsatisfied clients' money and selling a product that had been plagiarized. So that's the big thing. If it wasn't plagiarized, there wouldn't be much that we could do about it. But essentially, I mean, you can't do anything about Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola pretty much pollutes all of South America. It doesn't really give that much money back to the country, but that's how it is. But this dude is literally like, doing something that is considered illegal, that is easy to punish, essentially. So, and that's the story behind Cale Anders. And if you agree with me, then just let me know and we'll try and do something about it. Don't forget to subscribe.